all right, Mr. Part of Your Body, Mr. Stop the Love You Say May Be Your Own.
Yeah.
I Want to Be the One.
Yeah.
In My Eyes, Dreaming of You, Spring Love, It's Springtime, and you got a remix, and with Felix Sama.
Yeah, we do.
Welcome, Stevie B.
Thank you so much for having me here.
How are you older than Felix, but you look younger than him? What is the secret?
I'm on that sauce.
Oh, share with us, please.
It's called life.
Oh, okay.
Spice for life. I've been through all the BS. I sieved through it.
Yeah.
And I survived. I survived it.
You survived like the tough times of Miami,
Oh, yeah,
the
it was tough.
70s and the 80s and the drugs
You
and
don't
all
want to
that.
know. You don't want to know.
Yeah.
This was before it started snowing in Miami. I went through it all. But it is. My life has really been a blessing, all of it. And I thank Miami because they gave me my start. With Bill Tanner and Bo Griffin and everybody.
Wow.
My life started there as far as the musical career is concerned. But from that point up until now, Miami has done nothing but embrace Stevie B. They never let me go. And guess what? Stevie B is coming back home now.
And we're going to talk about you coming back home,
Yes,
and it's
sir.
springtime, and that's the perfect time of the year,
Yes,
and you're
yes,
doing
sir.
this together with the man, Felix,
Yes, sir.
and he's had Felix Sama has had, I know, a very important part, it sounds stupid, held you by the hand, because no one needs to hold your hand, but it's been a very important part of your career.
Totally, because Felix, along with a couple of people, were instrumental in planting those initial seeds. Sometimes it don't take a whole lot of people to make an impact on your life, but the few right people at the right time can make such an impact. And he was able to, Tanner was, Bo was, back in those days, they were able to see the future. And when Felix he was just saying a few minutes ago how he saw reggaeton coming.
Yeah.
When nobody could see it coming, he says, this is going to be the thing.
Let's talk about that. Let's rewind a little bit, because you mentioned them twice already, Bill Tanner, Bo Griffin, rest in peace.
Yeah.
These are people that when I was a kid, I was listening to. When I fell in love with radio, I was listening to them, and I was listening to you, Felix. And now fast forward, how does it feel? I mean, to you never know how many people, radio is so magical, because you really
is. Yeah.
You don't know how many people are listening at any given time.
Yep.
Audio is always there.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So thank you, because you got me through my middle school and some of my high school, and
Well, it's your welcome, Enrique.
and here we are in 2025.
It's amazing. It really is the evolution of music, especially the Latin music, the reggaeton. I remember, back in like 2000 when I was doing a night mix on Salsa 98.3.
Wow.
Leo Vela gave me the opportunity to
Goza
play
now.
reggaeton back then when it wasn't popular at all. And it just, from that show, I got an opportunity to work at Mundos, at Telemundo, the second channel Mundos, and we created the Roof TV show. And that's when we would bring all the reggaeton artists to the TV station so that they could do their performances. And then from there, not that was the only outlet, but that really made reggaeton blossom in South Florida.
Awesome. And we're going to get into the genre and music and the evolution in a little bit. But let's go back to 1998, Spring Love, an instant classic. Where were you, and what inspired that song?
First of all, it started off with me hearing the Shannon song first. Then, of course, Lisa and all of those were in the mix. TKA was just coming into Miami, so I heard that music, and I was down south. And when I heard these productions, and I didn't have anybody in the studio to sing like I need you, you're what I want. So I didn't have anybody, and then I heard One Way Loving, and I'm like, I can do that. So when I didn't have anybody to sing, I went in the studio and went, oh, party your body. So I said, I can do this. I met Toga over at Bo Crane's record pool. And these are people who, even though we were trying in Miami, who were the hot ones? Betty Wright. It was Miami Sound Machine. It was everything from TK Productions with Henry
Casey
Stone.
and the Sunshine Band.
Casey and the Sunshine. So all of that was brewing, but they wasn't going to hear what we were trying to do. They had that R&B thing. You were urban. Either you went through a WEDR with Jerry Russian or whatever that political situation was in Miami. They wasn't going to hear nothing coming from a mulatto kid that they couldn't identify at what nationality I was. That's number one. And don't even talk about Latinos even getting on the radio back then. So
it was unheard of.
It was totally unheard of. So talking about reggaeton, let's talk about freestyle. But then the freestyle music starts to bubble up out of New York, comes down, and then I meet Tolga, and then all of a sudden we say, we're going to do our version of Planet Rock or whatever the New York guys were doing. So not only did we take it, but we took it and we controlled it. We demanded respect when we went to New York, and when Stevie B and what we were doing out of Miami hit Cali, New York, Texas, there was no looking back. We were the ones that took it pop.
You hit right. You hit it in the top 10 in the dance charts.
Yes.
You made it mainstream.
Yes.
Yep.
So where they were always this dark, because they used a lot of minor chords because they were coming out of New York. That's their weather.
Right.
If you want to know the weather in New York, listen to their music. If you want to know the weather in South Florida, turn on Spring Love, Come Back. I remember
first time we ever met. Everyone wants to sing this song.
The sun was shining, love was gleaming in the air. So I wrote music based on our culture, what we were seeing,
Based on the weather.
based on the food. This is where we were.
But you failed though. You didn't include the fucking hurricanes.
No, right? But guess what? There are other songs that I do talk about the hurricanes.
Really, bro?
I just couldn't put all. I couldn't put all 4 seasons in one freaking song. That would have been a little bit damn
keep it to
confusing.
spring.
That would have been a little confusing. I'm
Summer
like,
Love.
But I do have a song called Summer Love.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do. Have a
I
song
didn't even
called-
hear that
yes,
yet.
Yes. I do have a summer record.
Damn.
So
There's no hurricanes in
it's called
spring in Miami.
Summer nights, this is the rhythm of summer nights. You feel the rhythm, the music, and
I have to remix
I do have
it.
Hey.
I have it. I cover every season in my songs because we have the seasons down here. But even the winters don't compare to northern, but we do have our versions. Keep going about 200 miles up in Orlando. It
Yeah.
gets pretty damn cold, I can tell you that.
Let's talk about different versions. So fast forward to 2007, Pitbull falls in love with Spring Love.
Yeah.
How does that happen? He's like,
So he called-
not falls in love, but he grew up on that music too.
He told me, he said, I grew up on a diet of Stevie B his whole life.
Okay, that's
So when he first-
that was the original Ozempic.
That's the original example. A Manjaro. A Manjaro.
Looking good, babe. That's the secret sauce, baby.
That's the sauce.
That's the secret sauce.
It works. That's all I'm telling you.
No shit.
Testimonial right now.
60 pounds.
And
Thank you,
we-
Manjaro. Can you make a song, a freestyle song about it?
I need to get an endorsement.
You need to make a freestyle song
Next
about
to
Hasta
Manjaro.
abajo, Manjaro.
Manjaro.
Hasta
Estás muy
abajo.
flaca.
I want
I need
that.
you and I want you, baby.
We need to go Eli Lilly.
You
and we
ate
need to-
too much. You got too
That's
fat.
what they say,
and-
Manjaro. That's
Yeah.
what Manjaro. Manjaro.
Manjaro.
Manjaro. Eating.
Is that where it comes from the Italian
Manjaro.
word? I always thought it was a
Manjaro.
manjaro, like the.
Mojendo. They talk about mojendo in Portuguese.
Yeah.
Manjaro. You're eating.
You speak English, Spanish, Portuguese.
Yeah, we get around all
Is it
of
true
them.
you're Dominican?
It is. It is true. I eat enough Dominican food and I dream in Dominica, so that makes me Dominican, right? Okay, I'm just trying to say.
At least 50% Dominican for sure.
I'm saying, they say if you dream in that language,
Yeah.
you are that language.
I love it.
And the Dominicans love me enough, I'm resonating in all their hearts.
I love this.
Yes.
And now you're coming back into our hearts through our ears with
Yeah.
your awesome song "Spring Love" together with Felix Sama. Why do this song now again in 2025?
Thank Pitbull and Fat Joe,
okay.
because they were trying to steal it. So
Shout out to Fat Joe.
Did I say that? Shh, they weren't trying to steal it. Well, they were trying to steal it. But I'm saying,
What'd you say? That Fat Joe is also on Ozempic, or is it Manjaro?
all I'm saying is,
I think he's on Ozempic. I've heard him say that before.
All
Yeah.
I'm saying is, it's not working because he's still Fat Joe.
No, hey,
He need to do a
he
double.
will always
He
be
need to do
Fat
some
Joe.
insane-
Will be Fat Joe
Yeah,
for life.
but-
We
but-
love you, Fat Joe. You
yeah,
can't change
Yes,
your
we
Fat Joe.
do.
You know, I love you. You know, you're the king of Ozempic, but you need to get the fucking Manjaro because let me tell you something. Manjaro works better and don't have the side effects. I'm just saying like this. Well, look. Thank Carla, thank Anita, thank Joe, because they brought the Spring Love sample.
Yeah.
And they put it in the Paradise record. And we were already getting ready. But then when they did it last year, we said, hold up. But all they did was start kicking down doors where program directors wasn't going to listen to it originally. But now, when Sama touched it, all I can say is, Spring Love finna come back to me.
What's different about it?
We've got some features on there. You know, I believe in discovering new talent. So we got a guy out of Spain by the name of Raul that did a feature on one of the tracks. And we also have another guy by the name of John V that did a little some feature
Nice.
to it. And it came out really awesome. We're really proud of the song. We got quite a few remixes on Mombotong. We've got an EDM mix. We got a house. We got a Latin Afro house mixed to it as well.
There's quite a few, and DJ Extreme was telling me which is the Felix Sama remix, because there's like 15 that are showing up here digitally. Extreme. How many did you actually come across?
Not how many I came across. How many they sent me? How many Felix sent me? There's 15 here. I'm like, yo, which one's the single?
I know.
But
the
he's the
Mombotong
music
one
director.
is the one that you probably want to play.
He's the music director on the whole disco.
Awesome.
So he's the one that's been handling it for me. So you have to let people's experience step in. Of course, I'm the recording artist. Of course, I'm going to have some input. But we talk about this. Who's going to be sitting at the table eating from this dish? And used to be, it was so segmented that you had to pick one and stick with it. But in this world, look how many damn cameras we got going here. Yeah. You don't know who you're talking to.
Right.
You can be talking to a 12-year-old that heard a version on that disco, and guess what?
Now you're talking to my Ray-Ban Meta camera.
This. I love this thing.
Okay, there we go.
That is so awesome. But, and we think this way. Who's going to be coming into the restaurant of Spring Love? And we think everybody's coming. And there's nobody that can walk through that door and won't be satisfied. And we made a concerted effort to make sure everybody got something, because that hook is everywhere for everybody at all times. Now, if you want to put a little tempero, the tempero for Brazil, Nicaragua, Santiago, Portuguese, whatever you're from, you're gonna walk out of there with some manjaro in your stomach, because you're gonna be dancing. He's got reggaeton. He's got Afro. What Oliver Mambo? What do you got? In that
EDM.
thing?
We got funky breaks. I mean, there's so many DJs that play so many different style of genres.
You got something for everybody.
Something for everybody. Yeah, absolutely.
You've been part and essential in so many people's career, but specifically with Stevie B. When you first heard of him, met him, what attracted you to him about his style?
I think is because Stevie's just he's genuine when he performs on stage. He knows how to connect with people, and I'm the same way. I love connecting with people when I do my DJ performances, and I just have mutual respect for the man because of the body of work that he's put together. And then when I got to know him on a personal level, we hit it off.
Your music's been sampled, remixed, celebrated with the new generation on TikTok. How does that feel?
It feels incredible. I mean, to still be relevant after 35, 40 years, we were talking about what is going to be the theme of this whole release. And I told Felix the theme of this release is going to be how people still resonate with this music.
Why do you think it is? Why are people still in love with freestyle? Still relatable to the new generation.
I don't think it's just freestyle. I just think that what we did was so overlooked, and that ingredients in there, it's almost unidentifiable, because we can go to Brazil right now, and the people will sing every lyric and don't know one word that you're talking about, and they will cry at the right time, as though they knew it. Music speaks a different language. It really does. So what are we doing right now? What we're doing right now is reconnecting with adults who lived with it. It got overlooked. I'm going to say this. Freestyle got overlooked when it came time to branding. Okay, we get overlooked a lot. They'll go from oldies and go straight to hip-hop or go somewhere else. They'll say this freestyle thing is something with it that we don't. But now that you guys are in place, management is in place, now it's our time now. They say, hey, look, this overlooked stepchild has become very appetizing.
So a country that did not overlook this genre and did not overlook Stevie B is Brazil. I'm so curious about that. Did you learn Portuguese after you found out that Brazil loved you so much, or did you already know how to speak Portuguese?
No, I didn't know one word. And let me tell you, during that period in 1992, I was really going through hell. You know how they say everybody goes through you go through
a bad time for you?
Valley. It was bad.
Why? I
was going through the record company. It had stolen probably a couple $100 million from me. I was one of those artists that went through that thing they're talking about.
So where somebody or a
Five
group of people
Heartbeats
took advantage of you.
They took way advantage of me, and I'm talking about beyond the P. Diddy. And I mean, at least P. Diddy gave some Vaseline or whatever he gave. These people didn't give shit. They just did it to you, and they just keep doing it to you. So I'm going to get to the I'm going to keep getting to the point. They did it to me, but I survived. I survived the apocalypse with them. But what lasted in this whole thing was Stevie B survived, but that music survived. And what we have now is something so special. It's going to attract to everybody. That is the main thing that here's. Don't nobody want to hear about you being the victim all day. That's one thing I learned about.
People get tired of that.
They get tired because everybody's a victim out here right now. Everybody's suffering from something, but they're missing something.
What are they missing?
Stevie B and Spring Love. They're missing their soul, and Stevie B brings that soul back. I attach you back to nature. When you look at Frankie and the way we're talking about promoting and marketing this, lots of flowers, lots of colors,
Stevie,
a lot of Miami.
Hang on a second.
Bro, don't cut me off, bro.
No, I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off, and you're going to talk all you want. But are you promoting Spring Love or marijuana? I'm not sure.
I'm promoting getting high on. I am. I am. Maconha. You asked me about Brazil. Yeah. But the thing with Brazil is when I went to Brazil, I was going through hell. And the people asked me, and I was at B-Land out here in Bonaventure. I had 13 acres out in Bonaventure. I had a place called B-Land. It was like a little paradise out there. And Rolling Oaks.
The B stood for booty? Was there a lot of women there?
No, B was for billions. I just didn't get it. You know. But let me tell you, I was out there and I was going through the recuperation. It was on a breakup and all this kind of stuff. And my wife was sitting right here.
Nice to meet you.
Now, let me just tell you. So they kept asking me, you want to go to Brazil? And Brazil, I didn't even know where Brazil was. I said, bro, I don't want to go to Africa, bro.
You had never seen a globe? You didn't know that Brazil was very far from Africa?
I did not know that Brazil was, because I always thought that Brazil was in Africa. So they said, no, bro.
The elephants.
Laugh at me one more time, bro. You're going to see what's up. I'm 67 only in age, bro. But look. They asked me to go. They said, no, bro, it's in South America. Don't you want to go? You got fans. And I was going, and I mean, I was going through it. I'm talking about rock bottom, depression, daily. Because one thing about pain, it don't let you go until it's finished teaching you what it has to teach you. Then it'll release you. People want to know, you want to know when pain is going to release you? When it's finished teaching you your lesson. And the lesson was pay attention. You have a lot. You got people's hearts you were breaking. You got business you didn't take care of. There was things you didn't take care of. Now you ready to take care of it, but you're going to go through it. I said, fine. I go, and they said, you got fans in Brazil. I'm like, here we go. All right, I'll go. I go to Brazil, and this is on a breakup and all that too.
How old are you?
Okay, I'm 67. No.
At
that time, I must have. It must have been 34, 30, something in that range. You do the math. The first day I get to Brazil, I meet my wife.
Wow.
We met after my third show that night. I did 3 shows a night. We go out, and I meet my wife. From that night, we've been together ever since that night. Excuse me. I said, I'm never going to do that again. I meet her the first night. We've been together now for 30-something years. Since that night. So the visit to Brazil wasn't for that. It was to help me start recuperation. Do you understand? Sometimes the world gives you something that you don't even know. And I resisted Brazil. And to this day, we have 3 children. Wow. We've been together literally almost every day since 1993. And where is she right now? Right here. Right there. She don't speak one word of English when I meet her that night. I don't speak one word of Portuguese. Now, how the hell do we communicate? Now, you tell me how we communicated. But,
love.
Mas agora, ela pode falar português. Ela fala inglês totalmente. We have children, but sometimes the world sends you something. Yeah. Sometimes you just need to shut the up and let the universe be the universe. Excuse me, getting emotional, but I tell you, it's been a good journey. And sometimes when you think it's all over, it ain't all over. Sometimes your bottom is the beginning of something. And when I went to Brazil, and I've been there ever since, I own homes there now. The people adore me. I adore them. I have a thing called Bodies of Sonhos that I do. There's a relationship that is unexplainable. Okay, you can talk about it and people can talk about this. But quote unquote, and I'm going to use this loosely, when God is ready to bless you and the God is that universal controller, when it's ready to bless you, shut up sometimes and let it do what it's going to do. If you're going through a pain, let time be on your side because time will heal it. And I got to just finish with this. That relationship is going on right now. I can go to Brazil right now. I own homes, condos, and the people own me. They got me. Look at this, what I went and got.
What's your wife's name?
Paula.
Paola, thank you for saving him.
But she knows this story.
She knows, yeah. Well, thank you for sharing. I didn't know it. Thank you for sharing it with us. How do we know, and what signs should we be paying attention to when we need to shut up?
When you've reached that rock bottom, and I'm going to say this sometimes, we always want to do something about it. You want to just do something about it. And we don't allow circumstances to come. People go out and say, I'm going to go be looking for the chick. I'm going to be looking for the girl. I'm going to be looking for the rebound. Don't look for the rebound sometimes. First of all, if the leg is hurt, you're not going to cut off the leg. If you get hurt, give it time to heal.
Sure.
Some people don't let their hearts heal fast enough. They want to go get the rebound chick. They want to get the rebound job, the rebound situation. Sometimes you just got to stick it out because you already have a vision to what you want, but you get desperate. You can't make decisions while you're desperate.
Do you think that sex is overrated? The world controls. We know the money. The money, sex rules the world.
I'm going to answer your question with a little bit of maturity. I'm 67 now, and I still have sex. A lot. And it's more meaningful.
We can clap to that.
Oh, look. And she'll tell me.
Felix, I'm in such
good shape, believe me. I have her ass running. Because look, I'm in great shape. The only reason you're not having good sex is your body is rebelling against you. If you're walking around here 200 pounds overweight, you're not going to have good sex. Sex is about blood flow. And if you ain't got blood flow, you got the rest of your body battling the blood flow.
Right.
And then all of a sudden your mindset is not there. Her mindset is not there. Sex is a resonance. It's a frequency. It really does work, but you got to let the blood flow. Yeah. And if you ain't on the Manjaro to get the blood flow going back right, you're gonna have some erectile dysfunctions. That's all I'm gonna try to tell you. And that's just the truth. So is it overrated? Maybe to you.
No. I wasn't.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying in general. I'm just saying in general. All right. But it is it's a healing.
Got it.
And whoever created us this way, it wanted it to be an intricate part of our life. Got it. For reproduction. Right. You know, if you was good, now if you fucking retarded and acting like an asshole, believe me, you don't need to reproduce. And some of us don't need to be
Please don't reproduce.
Don't you reproduce. You know, but some people
on this video here, please comment below and let us know who you think should not reproduce.
And believe me, a lot of them friends are gonna be like, bro, Jose ain't got no business reproducing, bro. He is a fool.
But my point, going back to, you know, you're in your 30s, you're in your prime, you're like the face of this new sound that's taken over the world, that's got everybody, you know, in a great mood and falling in love and having great sex and meeting new people and stuff. But it can become very addicting too. And some people, it's like a drug too. Some people live their lives. They wake up every day and they're just thinking about, you know, where they can put it in and just to get their rocks off. And they're not really looking for the love of their life. They're not. It happened to you it happened to you by mistake. Well, at the perfect timing.
But and I teach my wife at this, you know, he should not be the love of her life, and she should not be the love of his life.
How so? Explain that.
When we were created in pieces. You know, you live in a duality. This is a plurality universe. You live in the divine feminine and the divine masculine. In binary code, they call it 0, the vagina, and the 1. But they have to work together. Got it. But even though they work together, they're individuals. You come here as an individual. You have your own individual life. But we all search for that other half. So you search your whole life. Even though you're here together, you're here as an individual. You need to learn to love yourself first. And how the heck can you make somebody else happy when you and I are happy?
Preach it, Stevie B.
And I'm just telling you the truth. This is real life. So when you go and fall in love with somebody, you have given yourself you've given the best of yourself to that person. What if they can't handle it? And this is what normally happens if you're going through hell and she's struggling, she's pregnant, she's going through some stuff. You said, make me happy. She says, I don't have the strength to make you happy. You need to make you happy. And then you come to me and I need your help. You need my help. It's together and it's individual. But guess what? We need to work together. One can't put the pressure of happiness on the other. That's impossible. Let me tell you, all you young people, It's not supposed to be made like that. You're supposed to help each other get through what we call the race of life. Hey, look, you do it by a mutual say, hey, look, put the ring on. Are you going to help me? Yes. Am I going to help you? Yes. We're going to get through life. But we know the reality, because at any time the universe can call you and you will be dead. And you don't put all your trust and hope in that person. If it dies, guess what goes with them? All the love you had for them. You have to love yourself first and respect the relationship tied to who? Creator first. So you can call it God, whoever you want. Tie it into that, because you know our eventual demise is going to be what? Everybody going to have to move out of here. But you do it with respect and love, and you say, hey, I know my eventual reality. I love you. You love me. You going to help me? Yes. It's mutual. It's flexibility. Okay, you have to be flexible. But if you depend on me too much, I got my own shit to do. You got your stuff to do, and I'm going to help you. You're going to help me. And if something happens, I can say we did our best together. But you don't put all your hopes and dreams in that person. You put all your hopes and dreams in your imagination of where you want to be after this life is over. After this, because if we wasn't going nowhere, we wouldn't even think that way. But we all know our ultimate reality. You build your heaven after this. You thank the person around you for helping you get through it. And if something happens on the other side that we get to see each other again, if that's your imagination, her imagination, because some people on this earth, I don't want to see their ass no more. They say, oh, you're going to meet, I got to finish this. You know, they say, oh, on the other side, we're going to meet all this. And I got family members I don't want to see again. But it's true. I'm not thinking that way. Yeah. I'm thinking about what I'm going to build that's different. Yeah. I saw these people here enough. Now, if it's a few that want to hang with me on the other side and they can get with me psychologically, because let me tell you something, you can't hang with me psychologically, because I'm building they say you build your heaven here, right? I'm building a whole nother thing. Now, if she might not want to go where I want to go, that's her choice. Yeah. And I'll say, hey, you want to be where I want to be? She might say, I spent 40 years with you. That's just about a damn enough. Enough. But people have the choice to say that. Absolutely. And I think that's the reality of this life. Don't imagine that everybody going to be together. They got some people on this earth I don't want to see again. They didn't treat me nicely. People always treated the Colombians nicely, Dominicans. They didn't treat them nicely. I don't want to see them on the other side. I want to do something different. I want what no mind has ever conceived. That's me.
You
now,
know, Stevie, I just met, I've known your music and I've known of you through your music. It's the first time I'm meeting you in person. If I loved your music, I love you and meeting you even more. Thank you. Beautiful. And thank you for explaining the compatibility about the penis and the vagina, because Extreme wasn't, he was a little confused.
That's quantum.
Yeah, but he was a little confused. He needed that.
Well, he might, guess what? Yeah. He need to get some more Manjaro.
On the next episode, Stevie B will now explain the compatibility between the penis and the penis.
Yes.
And the vagina, the vagina and vagina. Yeah. It's a different show.
Yeah.
And you can tune in.
Totally different. That's a totally
Before I let you guys go, the future of freestyle, what does it look like? Are we headed for a full-blown revival?
These are words that are we were talking about this. I think that we should play this whole Stevie B Resurgence more so than a comeback.
That's a cool name for an album.
Okay, it is. So, and I tell them about, I said I wanted this to be bigger, Cher. I said, how old was Cher? She was like 187 when she had that comeback, right?
If Cher can do it at 187.
Right? Yeah, she was like, 162 when she did that?
And she looked great.
And she looked great. She did a comeback. Stevie B never went anywhere. I want this to be probably the biggest resurgence of a modern day artist. That's what my idea is with Spring Love.
Well, not only that, but Como Te Llama.
Como Te Llama is the record that is going to bring everybody together. Where they're marginalizing people, Stevie B is going to say, I want to know your name. Como te llamas? Oh, my God. I want to know your name.
Love it.
But this is the idea of the song. Stevie B is going to come back as a resurgence of the most modern, relevant artist today. I don't know no 67-year-olds right now on the radio talking the stuff that I'm talking, singing the way I'm singing, performing the way I'm performing. And not only that, I'm the promoter of the show. I own the Spring Love Festival.
Awesome.
So I'm investing in my own self. I'm investing in the people because I already know they still love it. We just got to get to the bag.
I need to know, and that's the right way to get to the bag if you own the show and you own the music. So I got two more quick questions for you.
Go ahead.
So have you ever sold like the rights to any of your music, or what do you think about the artists that sell their catalogs? Good or bad idea?
You know, you opened up a whole can of worms. How much time do I have? 3 minutes?
30 seconds.
30 seconds?
No, preach it. Go ahead.
Most of the artists never sold their rights. The record companies thought that they had the rights from the analog world back in the 90s that were selling records, $10, $20, $30. They thought that they gave away their rights when the digital world came in. You can't convert that over to digital and pay me 0.3 cents when I used to make $10. So a lot of artists, 99% of the artists don't know those digital rights they're under right now, under those crumbs that the record company stole. That's not legal. They're not allowed to take me to a salary. I used to make $100,000 a year or $1 million. Now I make $10,000. That they can't do that. So there should be a class action suit against Congress, who allowed the digital people to go on board and didn't protect the artists, and all of the DSPs who are stealing the rights, and the record companies are in business with them through the back door. They're making all the subscription money, all of the data money, all of the advertising money. They made deals with those DSPs, and they're paying the artists crumbs.
They made those deals, and they cut you guys, the artists, out. They cut you out.
Every artist under those deals are broke. The record company and the record business stole everything. 99% of the artists in the music business today are broke. Now, I'm going to say that again. They're not making anything. You understand? There's no way you can make money off of streaming. It's impossible. So now you hear this new talk is everybody's rebuilding now. Everybody's doing D2C, direct to consumer. Now, if I got all my fans in my hand, I'd rather go straight to them and say, hey, you're going to spend $9.99 at Spotify. You're going to have all these subscriptions. They're spending $60, $70, $80 a month just to listen to their favorite artist. Guess what Stevie B built? StevieBWorld.com is a direct to consumer. I own the site, I own the code, I own the distribution, I own the content, I own all the rights. When you go on my site, you get it. It looks just like Spotify. Better, because I got stuff that Spotify don't have, including that Spanish record.
And I see here in the headlines here, just today, this Spotify plans to sue Stevie B.
Tell him, come on.
Because his .com looks exactly like.
Tell him come.
I'm kidding.
Let him come. I want it.
And very smart, my friend, and I congratulate you. You don't need a promoter or an organizer owner of a festival. You are the owner of the festival. So
I own the festival.
Props to you.
I own the rights. I own my content. I own my shows. I own me. But it cost me $500 million to get it. Do you understand? When those tears came down, that hurt. Stevie B was in there, and she helped me get through that. There was a lot involved. People don't know. When I had the #1 record with Because I Love You, I was in the most depression I was in any time in my life, because the record company had already stole my stuff. So people don't know that story. But when the movie comes out,
got a movie coming.
It's coming.
Who's going to play Stevie B?
Me.
Why not?
Because I'm going to tell it.
Harold, come here. If you want a younger Stevie B, and we can negotiate the price.
Hey,
but he's his own talent manager.
But watch the theme.
Look at this. He looks like Stevie B. If we shave, Harold, are you willing to shave to play Stevie B in his movie?
You got the haircut, bro.
Sing, Harold, sing.
How much you paying?
Sing. Let's see how you sound.
We'll negotiate it.
Okay.
Sing.
All right, Harold, let's
We'll
try.
bring in a stunt double for the singing.
Come back to
Come on, Harold. Let's hear his music.
Spring love.
No, we'll superimpose the vocals. Never mind.
Thank God for AI, right?
Last question I got about specifically freestyle. Why on earth were freestyle songs, the intro to freestyle songs, about 2.5 minutes long? Because songs today are shorter than the intro to freestyle music.
That's an easy catch. Most of those music was made by people from Latin America. And most of those musicals from their culture have like opera. They're like musical orchestrations. It's violin, then the artist starts to sing. So the producers of that music came from that era. So it wasn't just about singing the song. The music was telling a story. So they wanted to tell the story first musically, and then we could talk about what the story is all about. So most of those...
I never even knew that.
Of course.
Learned something new with Stevie B.
That's right.
Very
That's
intelligent, man.
Okay.
I'm happy you came in here today.
Thank you.
I can't let
We do want to mention June 21st,
Yes.
Vivo, Stevie B concert with a bunch of other acts performing live. That's going to happen. Tickets are on sale right
And it's
now.
live with
Go
the
to
band. And that's with the band.
springlovemusicfestival.com to
Yeah.
get them now.
Not live to a track or no, this is
I
with
don't
a
try.
live band.
This is a live band. I've always been with a band, so don't look for me come on stage and do a playback. Anybody that knows Stevie B, any of the concerts, I play with a full band from day one, and we still do.
Enrique, we want to see you out there.
I'm honored. I will be there.
Okay.
Definitely going to be there to celebrate the music, to celebrate the culture,
Awesome.
to keep it alive. Stevie B, thank you for coming in.
Thank you for inviting me and giving me this platform. This is awesome. This is awesome.
Si viste este video completo, significa que tú me quieres. Te lo agradezco. Ahora suscríbete